Huh? All right. So, 3, 2, 1. Konnichiwa, Mina. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another live stream. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Thursday. And so, since there is no One Piece chapter this week, I will be doing some binge reading of My Hero Academia since the series is going to be ending soon. Like how I like to give a shout out to all the people that have voted in the last live stream. I greatly appreciate it. So we're going to start off with the first chapter. So, very first chapter of My Hero Academia. So, the first chapter is called Izuku Midorida Origin. So it says, people, enough, Kachan, already made him cry, stop it. Oh, so we see Izuku very, very scared, but at the same time, he's protecting a kid. So he's all like, I won't let you go. So Deku, the quirkless wonder, thinks he can play hero, huh? Yeah. So it says, are not born equal. So we see Bakugo saying that. That's the hard truth I learned at age 4. But that, wow. So, yeah, so it looks like a flashback. And then we cut back to Deku, and he's about to go to school. And then he sees a giant villain. It all began in Keki's city of, Keki's city of China, with the news that a bioluminescent baby was born. After the after that, exceptional individuals began popping all over the world. The cause was unclear. Time passed, and the exceptional came the norm. So basically, they're explaining in this chapter that most people are born with quirks. At present, 80% of the world's population consists of superhumans with special abilities. So 80% of the population has superpowers. The world is in chaos, and the profession that everyone once only dreamed about entered the spotlight. So then we see a monster, and then we see one of the superhumans. And then we see Deku saying, "Who is fighting him?" And so we see Izuku Mitodori, age 14. Illegal use of abilities during rush hour, as well as robbery and assault. You're pure evil. Hits Kamui Woods, the popular young superstar. So this hero is Kamui Woods. Your punishment. So we see Kamui Woods using some branches because he's part forest, and forests have branches, and so he uses his branch quirk to tie up this villain. And then we see a giant woman, which I really want to make a Steven Universe reference, but I will not. So we see a giant woman, cannon. So basically, she kicks the villain in the face, and then she makes her debut. And her name is Mount Lady. Along with exceptional abilities came an explosion in the crime rate. While nations struggle to overhaul their legal systems, brave individuals took up the mantle of, of heroes straight out of comic books, protecting the people from evildoers. With public support, some quickly acquire the right to serve as heroes in official capacity. Depending on their performance, they have the potential to earn government pay and fame and glory. So basically, these heroes, they do this for fame and glory and government pay. So this is a government paying job. So gigantification, huh? It's a common and quite powerful quirk, but could the threat of public property destruction limit its use? Well, depends on whether or not she can manipulate her size at all. Taking notes. I guess you want to be a hero yourself. Good luck. And then, yeah, so we see Deku taking notes. And then he says, thanks, I'll try. You guys are all third years now. It's time to start thinking seriously about your futures. This takes me back in high school where, yeah, where they ask you those questions. What do you see yourself in 5 years? What do you see yourself in 10 years? Where do you want to go to college and stuff like that? I was so sick and tired of hearing the word college back when I was in high school. Because I remember during your freshman, sophomore year, they'll talk about it sometimes. Your junior year, they'll push it even more. And then during your senior year, yeah, like if I had $1 for every time they said the word college, I'd be rich. So we'll just say that. Yeah, so we see Deku at his desk taking some notes. I would hand out these future career forms, but I assume you all want to be heroes. Yeah, so that's interesting. Like then some people reacted like in different ways because I think the majority of them do want to be heroes because hey, you do get government pay, so you get paid pretty good money being a hero for sure. Yes, you all have wonderful quirks, but you know that's against the rules to use them in school. Sensei, don't lump me with these losers. So I'm guessing that's Bakugo saying that. Yeah, so we see Bakugo. As if I had anything like their crappy quirks. Yeah, so we see Bakugo. He's sitting in his desk, has his feet up on his desk. So Katsui Bakugo, age 14, so the same age as Deku. So yeah, so people are like mad and stuff. Bakugo, you of course must be aiming for UA High School. That national school, the cutoff score is year, yeah, cutoff score this year is 79, right? I hear they barely accept anyone. Oh, one more thing. Before I continue on, I want to do a poll. So hold on 1 second, guys. So I will be closing this poll at the end of this stream, which is in an hour from now. So, like, if you guys would like to vote, like, I greatly appreciate it. So, let's continue on. Okay, so we see Bakugo jumping on top of the desk. Ah, the stupid chattering of extras. I aced the mock exam. I'm the only one here with the stuff for UA. I'll even surpass All Might and become the best hero out there. So we see Bakugo laughing. Not to mention, I'll be one of the richest people in the world. You're also going for UA, aren't you? Aren't you? Yeah, aren't you, Midori? Yeah. So then we see Deku just at his desk, like folding his arms in his desk, like, why did you say that, Bakugo? Yeah, so we see all of Deku's classmates like, there's no way he'll make it to UA. Um, Good grades alone can't get you into the hero program. And and then we see Deku saying that's not necessarily true. Sure, there's no precedent, but then we see Bakugo because he has the explosive quirk. Yeah, so basically he punches Deku out of his chair using his explosive quirk, saying, "Come on, Deku." um, forget the crappy twerks. You're totally quirkless, and you think you can rub shoulders with me? So then, like, we see Deku like, wait, hold on, you know, yeah. So we just see Deku just all scared. Um, I wasn't saying I could complete with you, not at all. I mean it. It's it's just been my dream since I was a little kid, and well, there's no harm in trying. Which is true, Deku. Like it's like if Rock Lee can do it from Naruto, if Asta can do it from Black Clover, you could do it too, Deku. Um, try what? An Hendrix exam. You're taking the exam just to try? So then we see all of Deku's classmates say, say, um, what can you even do? So then we cut back to 12:02 p.m. downtown. Some thieves stop him. So then we see another villain, looks like some kind of gooey villain, running through the streets of downtown. Yeah, so he's basically like, catch me if you can. And then the civilians are like, someone bound to show up. This guy must have been inspired by the chaos this morning. Lots of people out there who just can't control their quirks, I guess. There's no end to them. Yes, there is. Why do you ask? Because I am here. So I think that's All Might. Let's go to karaoke. Yeah, so then we cut back to Deku's classroom. Hey, let's go to karaoke. Like I can't today. And then so Deku has his notes, and then Bakugo like snatches the notes out of Deku's hand, and then he has like that mad look on his face, like we ain't done here, Deku. And then he incinerates Deku's notes. Wow, Bakugo, wow, you're horrible. Yeah, so Deku is all like, hey, give it back. Bakugo like incinerates them. Yeah, yeah, Bakugo, such a good friend. Like, you're such a good friend, Bakugo. The best heroes out there, well, they showed signs of greatness even as students. In other words, don't you dare get into UA nerd. I mean, Bakugo is such a jerk, but he's kind of funny. He's kind of funny, actually. Yeah, so then we see Deku, I guess embarrassed, I guess. And then, and then we see Bakugo turning his head, like, if you want to be a hero so bad, you got a time-saving idea for you. If you think you'll have a quirk in if you think you'll have a quirk in your next life, go take a swan dive off the roof. I'm like, so basically, he's telling Deku to take himself out of here, basically. And I'm like, yeah, Bakugo. Not nice. Not nice, Bakugo. Yeah, what? Yeah, so we see Deku in the classroom by himself, and it looks I don't know what that is. Is that some kind of it looks like some kind of creek or something? Because there's a pipe there. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, so then we get a flashback with Deku and his mom. Again, Hizuku, I think you're responsible for tens of thousands of this video's view. It's a little too scary for mommy to watch. It was. Yeah, so we see Deku watching TV, and he has his little All Might figure, which is so cute. So we see little kid Deku. Like, Deku looks like he's about maybe like 5 or 6 years old. So we see 5 or 6-year-old Deku with his All Might action figure, and he's watching All Might on the screen. So we see people. This is a disaster, and then we see All Might save people. Yeah, so Deku looks like he really admires All Might. And then, yeah, so he's saying he's so cool. When I get my quirk, I want to be just like him. So, yeah, so he really looks up to All Might and wants to be just like him. And then he goes to the doctor, and basically the doctor, straight up, no hesitation, saying, I'm afraid there's no hope for him. And then we see Deku just shocked. And then we see Deku's mom saying, no, there must be some kind of mistake. The other kindergartners have all started showing signs. But pardon my asking, ma'am, but you're fourth generation, yeah? As far as quirks, I mean, yes, of course. I can pull small objects towards me. So we know, yeah. So now we know that Deku's mom does have a quirk. She can bring small objects towards her. And then she says her husband can breathe fire. So very, very simple quirks. So that's interesting how Deku's mom has a quirk, which is to bring small objects towards her. And then Deku's dad is a fire breather, so he breathes fire. But Deku, no quirk for him. And 80% of the population has a quirk. So yeah, that's crazy. By the age of 4, a child should manifest should either one of his parents' quirks or the opposite of the two. So if Deku had a quirk, he could have the ability to bring small objects towards him, or he can breathe fire like his dad, or the opposite of the two. So opposite of fire is water or ice. So Deku could have had an ice quirk or a water quirk. And the opposite of bringing small objects towards you, that would be bringing large objects towards you. So that's quite interesting. However, early quirk research discovered one important finding. It has to do with the presence or absence of the extra joint in the pinky toe. So basically, if you have an extra joint in your pinky toe, no quirk for you. And the chances of that happening is 80%. Wow. Humans have no need for the parts they don't use. You see, in those without a joint presence, the next stage of evolution. Yeah, so Deku just being shocked, which I would be shocked. Like if I couldn't have a quirk. Yeah, it's becoming quite rare nowadays, but he possesses no quirk at all because he has two joints. And then we cut back to Deku back in his room. And then he's watching All Might, like the All Might episodes. So he's watching that. And then his mom's like, no matter what kind of trouble you're in, he'll save you with a smile. And then we just see Deku crying, which I feel so bad for Deku. Like, I feel so bad for him. He's super cool hero like that. Yeah, so he's crying and he's like, I want to be like a hero like All Might. And then we see Deku's mom running towards her son and just hugging him and she's saying, I'm sorry, Deku, I'm sorry. Like, she feels like so bad. It's like, that just yanks my heart right there. That's really sad. No, Mom. Back then, what I wanted you to say was, that was when I decided not to care what anyone says. Good message, Deku. Good message. You should not care like about what anybody says. That's definitely true. Thumbs up for you, Deku. Those are definitely words that people should live by. Don't care what anybody says. To keep my chin up and keep moving forward. That's true, Deku. Don't care about what people think and just keep moving forward. That's exactly what I do, for sure. And then we see the goopy monster coming from the sewer. And then we see the goopy monster grab Deku and trying to drown him. And so we see the goopy monster saying, don't worry, I'm just hijacking your body. Calm down. It will only hurt for about 45 seconds and then it'll all be over. Are you treating Deku like a car? Is that what? Wow, okay. Yeah. So we see the goopy monster saying, no point in trying that fluid, you see? And then we see Deku, like, in his mind saying like, please someone help me, you know, I'm dying, please somebody save me. And then we see All Might. No fear, kid. I'm here. And then we see All Might with his fist like this and punching the villain. That's awesome. Thank goodness. You're okay? Excellent. Apologies for getting you caught in my villain hunt. So then we see Deku all like surprised, like, are you All Might? Like, I can finally see this guy in person, you know, like I've seen him on television since I was a kindergartner, and now I can finally see him for real. Yeah, so then we see Deku's all like, "Oh, where's my notebook? I want your autograph," all that stuff. And then All Might signs Deku's notebook, and then he's like, "Wow, thank you so much. What a treasure. It'll be in my family's heirloom. Now I must bring this fellow to the authorities. You can catch me on TV again." So is Deku on like an episode? That's really cool. Pro battles, not only enemies but also time. Yeah, so then we see All Might fly, and then Deku is like riding on his leg as All Might is flying. Yeah, so then we see like Deku's like funny face as he's going through the air. It's just funny. And then we see Bakugo, and he's holding a can of soda. Yeah, so yeah, like I was like, I think All Might traps the monster in the bottle and then just tosses it, and then Bakugo comes along, and then he has like his soda, and then he kicks it, knocks the cat back off, and then now the monster is free again. And yeah, so then we see Deku like, I really want to be a good hero without a quirk. And so yeah, so then we see All Might go back into like his skinny form, because he can only be in his All Might form within a certain amount of time. And then basically, I think he like explains that he was in a fight, and then he had like half of his stomach blown off, and then he had to get surgery, so it basically cut his energy in half. And that's why he could only be in All Might form for a certain period of time. Yeah, so they do. So yeah, so he shows like his scar 5 years ago, and enemy did this to me. My respiratory system has been nearly destroyed, and my stomach has been removed. I've wasted away because of the after effects of those surgeries. I can only do my work as a hero for about 3 hours a day now. So he can only stay in that form for 3 hours. Yes, yeah. So then we see Deku saying, "A pro should always be ready to risk his life. Without power, can one become a hero? No, I should think not." And then we see the villain again, wreaking havoc. And then we see some of the heroes towards the beginning of this chapter. No good. There's no one here who can stop him. Just got to wait for someone with the right quirk to show up. Until then, keep the damage to a minimum. Someone will come. We need that kid to hold on just a bit longer. Yeah, so we see Deku. So he has his notebook that Bakugo basically incinerated. So he hasn't completely incinerated Deku's notebook. He still has some of it. Yeah, so yeah, like I think All Might says that you can have dreams, but you need to be realistic, which is another point. Even as a third year, he still can't face reality. Even the best of the best said it. Don't cry. You knew already, right? This is reality. So then we cut back to the monster, and then so we see Deku, like covering his face like this, that he can sense somebody being hurt. And then so he runs. And then so we see Deku like take off his backpack and throws it at the villain. And then we see Bakugo. So Bakugo has gotten captured by this monster, and so Deku comes and saves the day. Yeah, so you go, Deku. So then we see I think that's Deku's hand grabbing Bakugo's arm. And then we see All Might coming with a punch to this villain. Yeah, so, and then the monster is incinerated. And then we have like this cool back pose with All Might. Yeah, and then of course Bakugo being ungrateful, saying, "I never asked you to save me, as if I could, huh? Well, I could have beaten him myself." I'm like, Bakugo, no, you couldn't, because like if Deku and All Might didn't save you, you would have been gone, Bakugo. I'm just saying, like, be grateful when somebody saves you. Like a simple thank you would not hurt. Yeah. So we see Bakugo go home, and then I think Deku starts to walk home, and then we see All Might. He goes back into his skinny form, and yeah. So then he says, "You can, yeah, you can be a hero too." And then of course Deku gets emotional about that. So yeah, that is the end of chapter 1 of My Hero Academia. I think we can do one more chapter. But yeah, so we get All Might. So his birthday is 6'10. His height is 220 centimeters, which I don't know how that converts into feet. Yeah, if I get to feet, I don't know. And his favorite things are Yakushima cedars in movies. So that's cool. So now we can read chapter 2. Yeah, so I think we have time to do one more chapter. So chapter number 2. Roaring Muscles. I think that's the title of the chapter. So yeah, so we see All Might in his awesome superhero outfit. The number one hero. Yeah, the number one hero. All Might, age known, quirk also unknown. So we don't know his age and we don't know his quirk. Like, I guess to punch really, really hard. Maybe that's his quirk. Ever since he appeared on the hero scene, his strength has won him disputed popularity. Every year that he's been active has seen a marked decrease in appearance rate of villains. Yeah, so like he said in the last chapter, you could be a hero too. Yeah, so he says, I believe you're worthy of my inheritance, of my power. So, All Might is going to give the inheritance to Deku. So that's interesting. So he's all like, I'm asking you if you want to try accepting my power. Um, yeah, so Deku is all shocked about that. Like, what? Like, I can be an inheritance of your quirk? And then the name of that quirk is All for One. I have the ability to transfer power That's the quirk I've inherited, and it's called All for One. So All Might has the ability to transfer power, and it's called All for One. So that's the name of his ability. And basically, he like explains the first person cultivates the power and then passes it to another. The next refines it, passes it on again. In this way, those crying out to be saved, those with brave and true hearts link to form a crystallized network of power. So it's passed on to, I guess, generation to generation. Like, I guess if you have the will. So I guess if Deku what was a dad and he had children, I'm guessing like his children would like inherited the All for One, like assuming they have the will to do so. And then we see Deku saying, yeah, so he's like, yes, I will accept. I have no reason to refuse. And then we see All Might, I expected nothing less. And then we see Deku training his butt off because, yeah, like it's like if you want to be strong like All Might, you have to do a lot of training. Makes sense. Yeah, so we see some training between Deku and All Might. Like, and then of course, All Might being a strict teacher. Yeah, so the young heroes today only want fame and glory. That's definitely true. But being a hero is all about volunteer work. No matter how unglamorous, never forget that. This is the first step on your path to becoming a hero. Yep, so you got to train hard and you have to do some volunteer work for sure. Yeah, because you went to UA All Might. So All Might has went to UA, so that's cool. If I can definitely want to go to UA. So I've got 10 months before the entrance exam. I've got to mold my body into a suitable vessel by then. Dang, 10 months? 10 months before the entrance exam? That's crazy. Yeah, so basically Deku, oh, sorry, All Might gives Deku this meal plan, this training regimen, to help clean up the garbage and then some. You can chart your entire lifestyle with this. Yeah, so day one, you get up, you do aerobatics, garbage cleanup. So he has like a whole schedule of how this training regimen is going to be. And then Deku's like, well, yeah, I know I have to work way harder than anyone else to make it. That's true, Deku. So began yeah, the 10 crazy months. So then we see Deku at school, and then Bakugo just, being mean like this. like it's like, is he sitting by the window? Because he seems like the type of guy that would like to sit like at the back of the class by the window. Yeah, so we see Deku pushing a tire, and he's doing his homework. He's eating food, so it looks like he's doing the training regimen. Like, and then we see All Might saying, "Hey, what's wrong? Only 3 more months, and you're not gonna make it. You want to quit? You want to take a break today?" But it looks like Deku is not giving up. My pass the test American Dream plan. I designed it to based on what you need to do with your body specifically to make it before the exam date. But you haven't stuck to the plan. Oh, Deku has not stick to the plan. Overdoing it is no good either. Don't you want to pass? So we see Deku just on the ground. And then we see him get up, crying, saying, like you, the strongest hero. So it looks like Deku is not going to give up, which you go, Deku. Don't give up. So yeah, so then we cut back to 6 a.m., 6 in the morning. Yes, so then we cut back to 6 in the morning, entrance exam. So exam day is today, 6 o'clock in the morning. Wow, that's early. Yeah, so he's like exhausted, like I did it, All Might, I did it. And then so we see All Might giving Deku like a little container. It's you 10 months ago. Excellent work. Yeah. So we do see the improvement of Deku. So we see him when he was just this puny, scaredy cat kid. And then now he's muscular and he seems more brave. So he's definitely worked hard in 10 months. You could definitely accomplish a lot in 10 months, like especially in a workout, like for sure. The path forward is ever so slightly clearer. But you're a true blue vessel now. Feels like I've cheated though. Getting all this help from you, All Might, I have been blessed. So, so we see Deku saying, so we see All Might saying, take this to heart, kid. You've earned this power fair and square. So after all that training, almost a year, 10 months, so All Might gives Deku something to eat. It really doesn't matter what it is. You eat it as long as you get my DNA. Now hurry. Oh, so a strand of hair. Yeah, so I guess I missed that part. So All Might gives Deku it's like a strand of his hair. So then he says, like, as long as you get my DNA. Now hurry. The Hendrix exam begins in 3 hours. So yeah, that is the end of the chapter. So we get some stats on Deku. So his birthday is 7/15. His height is 166 centimeters. And his favorite thing is katsudon. So yeah, I think we might end the chapters here. So we made it through 2 chapters today. So that's good. So now, like in the next One Piece break, so I guess for every One Piece break, I guess we can go through 2 chapters. So I think I might do that. So every single One Piece break, we're going to be reading some My Hero Academia chapters. So I'm really excited for that. So now to end this stream off, thank you so much to everybody that has voted on my community tab. I greatly appreciate it for the World Championship deck that I will be doing a deck profile of. And since Regidrago V-Star is like a pretty popular deck right now in the Pokemon trading card game, I decided to do Mewtwo and Mew Tag Team GX deck. This is a 2019 World Championship deck. And I've also heard rumors that tag teams are going to be coming back in 2025, but that's just a rumor. This is not confirmed or anything. So please do not take my word for it. So let's get started with the deck profile. So I want to give a shout out to Henry for wielding this deck. That is awesome in 2019. So let's see. There we go. That's better. So starting off with the Pokemon. So 4 copies of the MVP of this deck, Mewtwo and Mew GX. So for its ability protection, this Pokemon can use the attacks of any Pokemon GX or Pokemon EX on your bench or in the discard pile, but you still need the necessary energy to attack. And then its GX move is Malicious Duo for 200 for a Psychic and a DCE. If this Pokemon has at least 1 extra energy attached to it, in addition to this attack's cost, heal all damage from all of your Pokemon. So really, really amazing card. This is, like I said before, Regidrago V-Star, but this can be on the bench or in the discard pile. I think Regidrago, it's only for Dragon Pokemon, and it has to be in the discard pile. So very, very similar. So for those, 1 copy of Charizard and Reshiram GX Tag Team. So Outrage for a Fire and a DCE for 30 plus. This attack does 10 damage. This attack does 10 more damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. Flare Strike for 3 Fire and a DCE for 230. This Pokemon can't use Flare Strike during your opponent's next turn, and then 3 Fire plus for Double Blaze GX for 200 plus. This Pokemon, if this Pokemon has at least 3 extra fire energy attached to it, like in addition to this attack's cost, this attack does 100 more damage, and this attack's damage isn't affected by any effects of your opponent's active Pokemon. So really, really amazing card. Like, this is a separate deck of its own, which I highly recommend that you check out that video, because I did do a deck profile of this deck used by Kaya. So really cool. And then 1 copy of Espeon and Deoxys GX. So Psychic Club for 10 plus for a Psychic and a DCE. This attack does 30 more damage for each of your benched Psychic Pokemon. Psychic and a DCE for Cross Division GX. Put 10 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way that you like. If this Pokemon has at least 3 extra energy attached in addition to its attacks, put 20 damage counters instead. Really, really amazing card. So good. And the next GX is Cobalion GX. For its ability, Metal Symbol, each of your Pokemon that has any metal energy attached to cannot be affected by any special conditions. Remove any special conditions affecting those Pokemon. Really, really good. And Dueling Saber for 50 plus for a metal. For 2 metal. If there's any Stadium card in play, this attack does 60 more damage. And then Iron Roll GX for a colorless energy. During your opponent's next turn, their Pokemon cannot attack. So very, very good. And then the last GX Pokemon is Solgaleo GX. For its ability, Shining Mane, your Pokemon in play have no weakness, which is really good because Charizard has a weakness of water. The Espeon and Deoxys has a weakness of Psychic. And then, of course, the main Pokemon is Mewtwo and Mew. And that has a Psychic weakness. And then I think Cobalion has it has a Fire weakness. So really, really good. That way you don't get hit by weakness, because that sucks. Turbo Strike for 120 for a DCE. Attach 2 basic energy from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. Really good. And then a DCE for Prominence GX. heal all damage from all of your Pokemon. Very, very good GX attack. So these are the Pokemon you want to have on your bench. Well, particularly you want to have your Mewtwo and Mew GX on your bench, and your Espeon, and yeah, your Charizard, your Solgaleo, and your Kabulin. You definitely want those in your discard pile. So that is all of the GX Pokemon. Now going on to the non-GX Pokemon. So, oh, sorry, I lied. More GX Pokemon. I'm sorry, guys. One copy of Jirachi EX for Psychic Zone. Don't apply any Psychic Weakness when Pokemon, both yours and your opponents, take damage from attacks. This is the card you really, really want, like on your bench. I would say probably your Mewtwo, and you want your Jirachi. The rest of these you definitely want in your discard pile, but definitely you want your Mew and Mewtwo and your Jirachi. And then you have Macargo GX for like its ability, Crushing Charge. Once during your turn, before you attack, you may discard the top card of your deck. If it's a basic energy card, attach it to your Pokemon. So pretty good if you can get it off. And 2 fire and a DCE for a Lava Flow for 50 plus. Discard any amount of basic energy from this Pokemon. This attack does 50 damage for each card you discarded this way, and then 1 fire for Burning Magma GX. Discard the top 5 cards of your opponent's deck. Really good. And then 1 copy of Naganagel. I don't know how you pronounce this Pokemon. Naganagel, I guess. Oh, hold on 1 second. Okay, so like its ability, Ultra Conversation. Once during your turn, before you attack, you may discard an Ultra Beast card from your hand. If you do draw 3 cards, really good, because drawing cards is nice. And Venom Shot for a Psychic and 3 colorless energy. Discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. This attack does 170 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. And then Inject GX for a Lightning. Add 1 card from your opponent's discard pile to their prize cards face down. So I really do miss the Ultra Beasts. I really do love the artwork of them. I like how the GX box is red and and then like its effect is red. So really cool. I really do miss Ultra Beasts. I miss Ultra Beasts, and I miss Plasma. I really do miss Plasma Pokemon as well. And then here's the last GX. So 1 copy of Latios GX for its ability Power Bind. If you have 4 or fewer Pokemon in play, this Pokemon cannot attack during your opponent's next turn. Yeah, so Tag Purge for 120 for a DCE and a Psychic. During your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks of Tag Team Pokemon. Really, really good. And Clear Vision GX for a Psychic. For the rest of the game, your opponent cannot use any GX attacks. So good. So good card. Amazing. And then, of course, the last GX Pokemon. Like I promised, this is the last of them. 3 copies of the super cute Dedenne, even though I prefer the artwork from one of the trainer's toolkits. I think it's the very first one. Like I prefer that artwork more, but really, really good for Dedenne Charge. That's the only like ability you're going to be using is Dedenne Charge. We don't care about Static Shock. We don't care about Tingly Return GX. We care about Dedenne Charge. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your turn, you may discard your hand and draw 6. Really, really amazing card back in the day. I think when this card was really expensive from, I think it's Ultra Prism, that's when trainers' toolkits started being a thing because you can get Dedenne as a alternate art promo. That way it satisfies, it satisfies the collectors and players. So that's really, really cool. I do love trainers' toolkits. I highly recommend that you get them if you're starting to play the game. And then one non-GX Pokemon, which is Marshadow, for the ability, resetting whole. Once during your turn, resetting whole. Once during your turn before you attack, if this Pokemon is on your bench, you may discard any stadium card in play. If you discard this Pokemon, all cards attached to it. So yeah, very, very good card. So yeah, that's all the Pokemon. Really, really good deck. Just being able to just copy attacks from GX Pokemon is amazing. Now going on with the trainers. 4 copies of Acrobike. To look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put one of them into your hand and discard the other card. 4 copies. I don't know if this is all going to fit on my screen, but 4 copies. 3 copies of Mysterious Treasure. Discard 1 card from your hand. If you do, search your deck for a Psychic or a Dragon Pokemon. Reveal it, put it into your hand, shuffle your deck. Very, very good. 1 copy of Electromagnetic Radar. You may play this card only if you discard 2 other cards from your hand. Search your deck for up to 2 of any combination of Lightning GX and Lightning EX and reveal them, put them into your hand, shuffle your deck. So you can use this card in conjunction with Dedenne. 1 copy of Fire Crystal to put 3 fire energy from your discard pile into your hand. Really good, so you can attack with Charizard. 4 copies of Cherish Ball to search your deck for a Pokemon GX, reveal it and put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck. Amazing. 2 copies of Switch. Really, really good card, very staple card. And 4 copies of Pokegear 3.0. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. You may reveal a supporter card you find there and put it into your hands. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck. And I think that's all the trainers. Yep, and that's all the trainers. So pretty staple stuff like Switch, Cherish Ball. To go through your deck because thinning is winning. Now going on with the stadium cards. Oh, sorry. More trainers. Sorry, guys. I'm so unorganized, like always. But one more trainer card here is Custom Catcher. You may only play 2 Custom Catcher cards at once. If played 1 card, draw until you have 3 cards in your hand. If you play 2, switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with one from your active. This effect works 1 time for 2 cards. So, really good. So, if you have 2 of these in your hand, that's awesome. Because that's the only time it would work anyway. Okay, now going on with the stadiums. 1 copy of Viridian Forest. Once during each player's turn, that player may discard a card from their hand. If they do, that player searches their deck for a basic energy card, reveals it, puts it into their hand. Then that player shuffles their deck. And then 3 copies of Giant Earth. Once during each player's turn, that player may discard a card from their hand. If they do, that player searches their deck for up to 2 fire energy cards, reveals them, puts them into their hand, and that player shuffles their deck. So really, really good for the Charizard part of the deck. Next, we go to the supporters. 4 copies of Welder. definitely a really, really strong card back in the day, especially for fire decks, particularly Charizard and Reshiram. Like, attach up to 2 fire energy cards from your hand to one of your Pokemon. If you do, draw 3 cards. And then 1 copy of Bill's Mittens. No, sorry, 2 copies. 2 copies. Sorry, guys. 2 copies of Bill's Analysis. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. You may reveal up to 2 trainer cards you find there and put it into your hand. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck. So, yeah, not a big supporter lineup, but hey, you can only use 1 supporter a turn. So, yeah. And then for the energy cards, Ichi, Ni, San, Young, Go, Roku, Nana, Hachi, so 8 fire energy, and Ichi, Ni, San, 3 psychic energy. So yeah, you need this for your Mewtwo. This is for your Charizard for the for its first attack. I can't remember the first attack. I think it's Outrage or something. But yeah, you need it for, like, I guess you need it for your Macargo too. You need it for that. And you, of course, probably the most important card, I would say, is Charizard and Reshiram for Outrage. So, yeah, guys, that is the deck profile. Really, really fun deck to play. Once again, I want to give a shout out to Henry for wielding this deck. That is awesome. Like, I did watch the World Championships in 2019, and it was super fun to watch. I do enjoy watching the Pokemon World Championships. They're a lot of fun. And I am really excited for the World Championships this year. I definitely will be watching for sure. I think, yeah, like, it's in Honolulu, Hawaii. And I think it's in a couple weeks, very, very soon. So, yeah, so I think that's the hour mark. So I think I will end it there. So, yeah, guys, thank you so much for coming to my stream. I greatly appreciate it. So we're going to end the poll. Yeah, so no votes. Yeah, okay, so we're just going to end the poll there. Okay. Yeah, so I was going to be doing, like, some subscriber, like, PTCG live matches. I was thinking about doing that every single Thursday after I read the One Piece chapter. So I usually read the One Piece chapter and then talk about it for 30 minutes. And then I can do, like, subscriber PTCG live matches for the last 30 minutes, maybe even an hour, because those battles can get very long, but nobody voted, so I'm not going to do it. So, yeah, guys, thank you so much for coming to this stream. I greatly appreciate it. So I will be reading more My Hero chapters for every One Piece break, definitely for sure. And I was thinking about doing more World Championship decks, like every single live stream as well. Just do one World Championship deck showcase, because I do enjoy reviewing these, and it's nice to see some of these cards again, which is awesome. So, yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. Please leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and let me know what you guys think about this live stream down below. So I do these live streams every single Thursday. I do shorts every single Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And sometimes I'll make videos. So if you guys like that schedule, please subscribe. And I also do have a second channel, and it's called Bankai Queen, where I talk about Bleach. I'm definitely going to be more consistent, like especially with Core 3 coming in October, which I'm really, really excited. I'm definitely going to be doing episode reviews of those as they come out. So, yeah, guys, I will see y'all next time. Bye, bye,